Hey guys, I just wanted to do my review of The Flash, Season 2, Episode 20, Rupture. Now, the episode starts off with, in order to minimize the crime in Central City, Cisco is having Barry attach himself to motion capture scanners and also on the cosmic treadmill. We're going to create a satellite hologram that's involved in a police car chase and used to scare the car thieves and allow the CCPD to apprehend them. And Harry comes into the Cortex, convincing them that the Flash needs to get his powers back in order to save Caitlin and get ready for Zoom. Zoom arrives at the police station with Caitlin, ready to basically kill everyone there, including Captain Singh, Joe, and Wally, who beforehand was talking about how he's really considering his career in engineering, and he feels like after the Flash saved him that he felt the need to help people now. But Caitlin convinces him to leave them alive, and he just tells the cops to leave the station, and to tell everyone that he rules the city now, and if nobody obeys him, that they're basically going to die. And Cisco gets a vibe while having an argument with Harry of his brother Dante, so he goes to meet him at a local bar, and it turns out that he and Dante being kidnapped by the Rogue last year didn't strengthen their relationship. It made even more strained than before. And when Cisco sees on the news that Zoom's arrived in Central City, he tries to go back to Star Labs. Dante chases after them, and they get ambushed by Rupture, who turns out to be the doppelganger of Dante Ramon. And Zoom had lied to Rupture, saying that it was Cisco that killed Reverb, even though the truth is that if you saw the Earth 2 storyline, Zoom was Reverb's killer. So they get back to Star Labs, and back to Star Labs. This is a moment where Dante finds the letter that was left for him and Cisco and their mother back in Welcome to Earth 2, and so he finds out, and so Cisco's first confessed to Dante about how he's become a metahuman, his powers, and how he's going to Earth 2, and why he had to go to Earth 2, and that's why and Rupture's his doppelganger. And so the police basically go station at Jitters, since it's a block away from the police station. Zoom tries to convince Caitlin that she has a darkness inside of her like Killer Frost, and that they're not so different. And when he speeds off, she's able to grab a cell phone out of one of the boxes from under the desk from a cop's desk, and able to text the people at Star Labs and warn. So Joe can go warn the CCPD that Rupture is going to go attack Jitters. Henry was there at the Star Labs as well because Barry went to go visit him when he was living in a cabin in the woods, and explained to him how he had to give up his powers to save Wally, and how Jay Garrick was really Zoom, and that kind of has an interesting little Easter egg in which Henry Allen reacts, saying that, Garrick was my mother's maiden name, which makes you wonder if this is going to be some kind of, if the man in the Iron Mask is going to be some kind of doppelganger that at least resembles Henry Allen of Earth 1, or the real Jay Garrick on Earth 2 is going to be related to the West family, and the Allen family on Earth 2. Remains to be seen, but basically he's against the idea of Harry's experiment to recreate the particle accelerator explosion to give Barry his powers. Joe's kind of conflicted about it, and he doesn't know what the right thing to do is that, and he just tells Barry that whatever decision he has to make, he has to live with it. And each. And first, Big Barry's reluctant to go through with it because he feels like the Flash being there is the best solution, but he's not confident that Harry's going to be able to contain the explosion, and that'll just create more metahumans. So they just go with the plan in which Barry and Cisco go and set up the Flash hologram at the ambush, and Rupture falls for it, which is, by the way, straight observation. You can tell the hologram is like flickering, which I guess is just to let the audience know it's a hologram, but nobody else in the context of the story seems to catch on to the fact that the Flash is a fake. And it's not until after the cops are able to taser Rupture and take him into custody that Zoom realizing that Caitlin warned them, that he goes off to kill the cops, and he uses his super speed to snap all of their necks, Sane's, Joe, and Captain Singh simultaneously, and he then impales Rupture with his claws, and then takes the news camera from one of the news cameramen that was also there at the scene, was killed as well, telling the whole city that the Flash that they were seeing was recently with a hologram, and that there's no one to protect the city now, that anybody else opposes him will die. And Barry comes out pleading him to stop, but he says that but he just warns him that next time Caitlin's affection won't stop him from killing more people. And Barry just realizes, their backs are against the wall, that they're out of options. He's got to go through with Harry's experiment. So he gets the Flash suit on. He gets hooked up to some chamber, which is as shown in the picture. Which Harry, and beforehand, knowing that Barry could be killed from trying to do this experiment, Iris finally confesses her feelings for Barry, and that she told him that the reason why she told him not to go over to Earth 2 because there was nothing left for him there was because she was the one person that was waiting for him and hoping that he would come back alive from Earth 2, and that she can't imagine a future without him. And Barry gets hooked up to the chamber, and Cisco goes to the roof of Star Labs to use the wand he created to siphon Weather Wizard's powers to channel lightning and to strike the chamber, and the dark matter is created, and it ends up disintegrating Barry and sending the dark matter wave throughout the Star Labs, while Wally and Jesse, they're put in the time vault by Joe to keep them safe from Zoom. Wally convinces them not to just hang around and just to get out and help out in some way, and it's the reason why they're hit with the dark matter and knocked unconscious and presumably given Speed Force powers. Although I was surprised they didn't have the although I think maybe because Barry had cuts or something in the pilot and then in the scene from Arrow season 2 that you could see almost lightning bolts going through his skin. They didn't show that with Jesse or Wally, interesting enough, but different circumstances. And Zoom witnesses all of this. The lightning witnesses all this from the police station and goes to stop the experiment, but he finds is a charred remains of Barry's Flash suit, and just tells them, well, you try to give him his powers back, and now he's dead. And then he goes to speed off, leaving everybody off mourning. And based on the trailers for next week and also the synopsis that was released, it just seems like Barry was presumably sent into the Nexus, or I guess it's I'm not too privy. It's basically some limbo in the Speed Force where the past, present, and future collide, and so he's going to see images of the night his mom was murdered, and Girder is supposed to be reappearing in the next episode as the villain of the week. I don't know if that's going to have anything to do with it, or if maybe this is going to be an Earth 2 doppelganger, but What do you? I mean, this is the. I mean, given that it's a presumed foregone conclusion that Barry's going to be fine and be back in time to fight Zoom, it definitely was kind of like shocking, pardon the pun, that to see him, the experiment just caused him to disintegrate. I guess it was caused him to disintegrate and send him to the Nexus as a cliffhanger, and it just seems like maybe it looks like Wally and Jesse will discover they have powers, and they're going to be like running around the lab, and they're going to try and see if they can harness their powers. In the meantime, they kind of keep Zoom occupied, and they're trying to find a way to get Barry back. So overall, I think it's a really, really good episode, and it's just, it's moving the story forward. It feels like it's just going to be like a straight shot towards the end of the season. So what do you guys think of the episode? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.